Do you have empathy? Would you say you have empathy? You're empathetic?
Yeah,
Okay. But you also agree with having undocumented immigrants in the country, right?
if they haven't committed a
You
violent
also,
crime or bad crime, I believe they should be given a pathway to citizenship.
okay, but you also agree that they contribute to the economy pretty heavily or decently, right?
Sure, yeah.
So they contribute so by also being abused by the system, right? And also not just illegal immigrants, right? Also H-1B1 visa holders as well, right? Is that a fair statement?
I wouldn't say that for H-1B visas, but like in terms of
Yeah.
people coming
Why
to the
would you
country
say that?
undocumented, I think that they are taken advantage of. I do think that H-1B can be run in a specific way in which that wouldn't be the case. Now, if you, I want to inspire more legal immigration. That's what I want, right? I
You
think
don't
that
think
legal immigration is
H-1B1
a.
visa
Can I please
holders
finish my
are?
statement? Is that possible?
Yeah, sorry.
I do think that legal immigration is a good thing, and I think that it's beneficial to the economic standing of the United States.
Unless we increase the birth rate, in which case it wouldn't be. But yes, overall, I agree with you. But uh, H-1B1 visa holders are abused in the system the same way that I would say immigrants are, right? And I may not be as empathetic as you because I see the economic benefit from it, right? If you detach your feelings from it, there's an economic benefit from it, right? Is that fair to say?
From immigration, yeah.
Yeah. Well, from undocumented uh, people in the country as well,
Yeah, but
not just
yeah, I
also
would say that
immigration
there
as well.
is, but I would still say that they should be provided a pathway to citizenship.
Sure. Okay. Now, uh, okay, I don't disagree with that. But what I disagree with is that when we talk about immigrants coming to the country, right? We talk about H-1B1 visa holders are a pathway to citizenship, right?
H-1B visas, right, is a pathway to work in this country.
No, but it also leads to citizenship. That's how
Um,
you get your foot in the door.
do all H-1B visa holders get citizenship?
No, they don't all get citizenship, but that's how you get your foot in the door.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, and they get abused.
Yeah, you have to transition to a green card.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know the whole process. I'm well aware because I work with them. But they're also being involved. They get thrown into certain work industries that do not require them, where we have American workers who can work those jobs. For instance,
Like, even if we
Big
have
Four
American
firm.
workers, we still would benefit from having immigration.
I'm not so sure about that, dude.
Yes, we
I
would.
would. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure about that. And maybe
I am.
in certain industries, I would agree with you, sure. But in other industries, no. Let's talk about professional industries, okay?
Okay,
Let's talk about accounting, accounting industry, right?
go ahead.
We don't need H-1B visa holders to be in the accounting industry at all
Oh, why not?
because
We don't
we
have to use
have,
H-1B, but we can specifically provide a pathway that's quick for people who want to be accountants. Like, I don't see the issue with that.
but we don't need immigrants for that. We have Americans to do that.
Yeah, we immigrants
The
are
issue that we have,
Americans.
no, the issue, not if they're not citizens, no, or if they haven't gone through the green card process, no, the entire process, no, they're not.
Okay, so I'm confused. So,
No,
uh,
I'm confused.
yeah, could you name one way that like maybe an undocumented immigrant being in the country who hasn't committed a violent crime or bad crime being given a pathway to citizenship will harm you at all?
Sure, H-1B visa holders, right? They harm the job market because they
What's this
fill
guy's
up
obsession,
jobs.
man? Jesus Christ.
No, no, I'm no. It's not an obsession. I'm
Well,
saying
with specifically just
they're filling.
H-1Bs. Like, I'm asking you about immigration as a whole. I asked you about undocumented immigrants, by the way. People under H-1Bs are not undocumented immigrants. But yeah, you
All
can
right,
tell
so
me this too. Tell me why you think like H-1B visa holders
no. If you want to
are a
go to a
harmful impact on
broader
the market.
perspective, no, I'll go to a broader perspective. Okay, fine. In city and populated areas, we should not have immigration or immigrant workers there. In rural areas, sure, because rural areas are
What's
lacking a
wrong with
lot.
it? Tell me. I'm asking you. How is it a harm to you, dude?
It's a harm to me. All right, to
How?
people who work in city and large industries. It's a harm because they are taking jobs that can easily be filled by American workers. We don't need someone from Korea working a senior accounting job. We don't need that. We have
How
Americans.
does it harm
We
you?
advance.
Hey, how does it harm you?
I'm telling you because you know what? You have a senior accountant in a position where you could have been promoted, but they got someone with H-1B visa. You don't need
Oh my
that.
God. Okay, so you understand that also increased the demand within our economy, causing there to be more jobs. So your idea that it gets rid of
No,
jobs
it
or
does
people that are
not.
stealing jobs is ridiculous.
No, first of all, Parker, it does not. It does not. Look, I work in the corporate world. I'm not sure that you understand that because you never worked in the corporate world, right? You work in TikTok world, which is very different. Okay, but in the corporate
And
world, well, it's very different. That's all I'm saying. In the
well,
corporate
do
world,
you have a degree in economics?
I have a degree in accounting. Okay, I
So
also
so
have a
you so then
professional
you couldn't
license.
make a
So it's
claim
very
on
different.
like so then you couldn't make a claim on how the economics of immigration would operate, correct?
I took economics.
Okay. Can you tell me what
I
market equilibrium
understand.
is?
Can I tell you what?
Can you tell me what market equilibrium is?
Yes, when supply meets demand.
Okay.
Oh
All right.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. There you go, quiz boy. There you go.
That was the easiest question I
Now
could possibly. You want me to ask you a more difficult
let me give
question?
you one. Let me give
That's
you a
the
quiz. Let
easiest
me give you
question
a
you could
quiz.
possibly answer. That's like one
Okay,
plus one equaling two.
you gave me a question. Let me give you a question. Okay.
Okay.
How many continents are there?
7.
How many continents by people who are geologists who understand topology? How many continents are there?
7.
8. Dude, you
Are
don't
you
even
gonna try to
fucking
talk
know.
about the New Zealandia
Yeah, I am.
that's underneath the water?
Yes, it's another continent, and
I
it's
don't think it's
accepted by
currently
every
recognized as a
geologist.
continent.
It's accepted massively by geologists. It's not accepted by universally yet.
Can you bring up topology by the way?
Well, maybe I used the wrong word, but geography.
Okay.
All
So
right, so
I don't know if every single one of them do consider it a continent by itself.
majority,
Would you like to
majority.
provide me a source for that?
Yeah, you just literally type it in. Well, I use ChatGPT, but ChatGPT derives its information
Could you
from
just give me a title
multiple
maybe?
sources. Uh, 8 continents. What are
What's my
the
title?
8 continents? Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so there's nothing else you can provide. Interesting.
Throw into
Okay.
ChatGPT.
Would you like to like continue? Like could you tell me
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't think that you understand the basis of economics enough to say that there would be a positive or negative impact on immigration.
You
I
just
can
asked me
send
one
you a
question.
study
Right?
from the National Bureau of Economic Research that indicates an
Like,
increase in
no,
wages over the past 20 years in terms of immigration. Not only wage increase for native-born
increase
U.S.
of
citizens,
wages
but
are
also,
not
can I
matching
please
up
finish?
to.
Jesus Christ, man.
Sorry.
Not
Sorry.
only
All right, go, dude.
not only for natural born U.S. citizens would there be an increase in wages, but there's also an increase in employment rate and an increase in GDP overall.
I agree with you on the GDP rate. Yes, I agree. But uh, you're looking at it from the entire perspective, right? Look, I'll tell you from a personal perspective, it will benefit me. This whole immigration crackdown will benefit me because I work in the corporate industry, right? Corporate industry does not hire illegal immigrants because you, you cannot qualify, right? They hire H-1B visa holders. And the Trump administration, specifically J.D. Vance, specifically calls out people going for these accountant jobs, which is true because we have Americans who can work those jobs. I went to college. I've seen plenty of capable people who do these jobs. Right? We don't need illegal immigrants to be in this industry at all.
Okay, H-1B visa holders are not undocumented immigrants. Now, also, if you're talking about people coming to our country, right, it is important for us to have immigration. It's beneficial to our economy. Do we need is a weird term. It depends on what you mean by need. But is it beneficial for our economy? Very positively, yes. Right? We should allow for immigration. Immigration leads to better off conditions. You limiting immigration, there's no indication that we're going to be better off.
How about we give incentives to increase the birth rate? Would that solve the immigration crisis?
Oh wait, say that one more time. Sorry, I was reading a text from my girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. If we give incentives to increase the birth rate, would that solve our? Would that give us leeway?
I don't think that will do it alone.
It would improve the situation that we have right now if we improve the birth rate. Right. The reason why we need
I don't have an issue with incentivizing people to engage in having families or providing them the ability to afford, right? The ability to have families to a greater extent. But I don't think that's a sole fix, especially in the short term.
Okay, fine. Not in the short term. So then, but here's the one positive thing that Trump's doing. Okay, by doing his little show, I'll say it's a show because what he's doing is by deporting people, it discourages people from illegally immigrating, right? That's fair to say. Whether whatever you have to say about it, that's what's happening. Now, that's creating a deficit in jobs, right? Now, all these people who are at home playing video games and all this bullshit, now they have jobs they can get. So instead of living in mom's basement, they can go and work now.
Do you have any evidence? Do you have any evidence that, again, reducing immigration is going to benefit people's employment? Because I just gave you a study from the National Bureau of Economic Research that people who are already in the country have a increase in the employment rate given an increase in immigration. And that's what we've seen in the past 20 years based upon the pattern of immigration.
All right, you're looking at Bureau of Statistics, okay? Now, are you looking at everyday people? Are you looking at the dude who's, hey, I can't find a job every week. I haven't found a job in like 3 months.
Yeah, that's not because of immigration. That's not because of immigration. That's because of Donald Trump's horrible tariffs. That's causing an increase in the unemployment rate.
All right. Well, the tariffs are. All right. Look, a clock strikes the right time twice a day. Okay.
What does that even mean, bro? Speak like actual sense.
All right. Tariffs are not the way that he's doing tariffs are not correct. Okay, I'll agree with you there. All right, but you can't be 100% correct on anything. Also,
never claimed I was 100% correct on everything. What?
I'm saying Trump cannot be correct on 100% of everything.
Okay, so what's your point?
My point is that he's making strides to do the right thing. First of all, he's done one thing that Democrats have not done. Okay, and that is getting the you're gonna rely on me for this, but getting uneducated people to rally for his positions. Right? Democrats can't do that. They cannot. No, they can't do that.
Yeah, only educated people support Democrats, right?
No. Educated people do support
You're saying uneducated individuals tend to follow Trump?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That is kind of what I'm
You
saying.
said
But
you said that it is kind of what you're saying. That's what you
the
just
point,
said.
the point being is that no. Here's the thing: he can rally people, right? You can admit that, right?
Okay, what's your point with that?
The point with that is that you can enact legislation when you have a backing for it, right? Regardless if you're taking money out of someone else's.
But that's bad legislation. The big beautiful bill sucks. It's it's
Well,
horrible.
you know who voted for it? People who lost their own health clinic. So if you have that kind of power, why don't Democrats have that kind of power?
Why don't Democrats have what kind of power to pass their
The
policies?
kind of power for people to vote out their own hospital and their or health clinic in their own area.
You're saying why don't Democrats have the power to cut people off of their access to rural hospitals and then also still get elected?
Yeah.
You mean do
Yeah, why
worse
don't they?
policy yet still get elected because of propaganda that you believe? Why are you acknowledging that the Republican policy is worse and yet idiots still vote for it?
I'm not saying it's worse. What I'm saying
Like
is
that's
that
literally all
you
you're
can get
saying.
people.
You don't think
You can
rural
get,
hospitals closing is good? I mean bad?
no, what I'm saying is I look for the look.
No?
I
You
care
don't think
more
that's right?
about cities and large populations, rural places. Do
You
I
don't
give a
care about
fuck?
rural
Not really.
hospitals being open?
No, no, not really. Not, I don't
That's
care. It's
that is so
not that. It's not that. It's not that.
yes, it is.
You
Yes,
know
it is.
what?
You don't care
They
about rural
voted for it.
hospitals. It's nuts.
No,
Because,
listen.
people in rural areas, they have restricted access to care, and they won't be able to find an area to be able to get access to care for miles upon miles upon miles. And you're essentially just saying they should be left to themselves.
But
That's
they voted
selfish,
for it.
messed up,
They
and
what they wanted.
I don't care. I don't care that people in rural areas are more red. I still think they should have health care. I still think that they should have food. I still think that they deserve dignity as human beings. I disagree with them economically speaking. I
I
disagree with how
agree.
they voted disproportionately, but I absolutely believe that they should be
But then
taken
they
care
can.
of as they are
They
still
can
Americans. They are
I know.
still people in our communities. And I
But
believe that people
Parker,
in our community should be taken care of regardless of their political ideology.
Parker, they can get in an Uber and go to the city and then get
What
their
do you mean
health
get in an
care.
Uber and go like what 30, 40 miles in these circumstances? You think the average
Yes,
person can afford that? That's absurd.
that's what
And
they
it
voted
take that
for.
long just to be able to
Not
get to a
absurd.
hospital is
Listen, you
absurd. Bro,
give
what
the
are you talking
people
about?
what they
And wait, and
want.
by the way, if
No,
they're in a rural area, you think that they're going to be able to get access to Ubers quickly in a rural area? What are you talking about? Especially in emergencies?
I'm saying give the people what they want.
Dude, you're being ridiculous.
I'm not being that ridiculous. Like at a certain
You
point, you
are,
have
you
to.
are. You are being ridiculous.
But Parker, do you understand what I'm like? They voted for this, then let them reap what they sow.
I don't believe that because I think that's a fucked up mentality. I don't believe that just because they voted
This is
Republican,
why
that means that they
Democrats
should
never
lose
win,
their
though.
health care. That means that they lose their child care. Wait, and you say, wait, I'm sorry, are you like from a left wing perspective saying this because you just want to people over? It's sick, dude. I care about people getting taken care of. I don't care if they're Republican. I hope one day I'll be able to convince them and change their mind, but I do not want to use their starvation, their lack of access to health care, their lack of access to basic necessities to do that. I will never stoop to the level of Republicans of forcing people to do these certain little specific things just so that they can get bare necessities. That's absurd. That is so absurd. I will never stoop to that level.